So today I'm gonna talk about sport. Do you know about sport? If we ask others, they may know about sport, but they don't know in detail. There are many different sports disciplines around the world, some more known than others. However, it could be a very good idea if we answer the first main question, which is what is sport? A sport is an activity that is competitive and athletic and which require particular set of skills and also physical abilities to be carried out. There are several types of sport and we can divide it into four main categories according to the type of skills required. The first one is physical sport, which is gymnastics, swimming, running, and so on. The second one is motorized sport. These often involve a vehicle such as cars, motorbikes, or bicycles. The third one is mind sport. We can take as example chess because it needs attention and critical thinking skills. And the last one is sports with animal, for example horseback riding. Some of these activities can be individual, but some may be performed on couples or in teams. Why are sports important? Sports are deeply ingrained in the different cultures found around the world. Learning about sports helps the little ones get to know more about their surroundings, breaking the language and cultural barriers as they get to know new vocabulary and expression as they practice their favorite discipline. Moreover, practicing a sport is the perfect way for children to learn about sportsmanship and also to grasp the importance of the teamwork as in person's life. Additionally, children that grow up practicing a sport develop great physical skills, are more inclined to make new friends, have improved self-esteem and lower levels of stress, which in turn is quite beneficial for their mental health. So, sports are not only great for the body but also for the children's mind.
Sports includes all forms of physical activities or games in which through casual or organized participation aim to use, maintain, or improve physical abilities and skills, and while providing enjoyment to participants and in some cases enjoyment to spectators. Sports exist from those between single contestants to those of hundreds of simultaneous participants, either in teams or competing as individuals. Did you know that there are 4 ways to play archery? The first one is field archery, second one is target archery, the third one is club shooting, and lastly flight shooting, which we will not be covering it all because in this video we will only be covering only the basics of archery, which is objective of archery, rules of archery, equipment, and how to win and score in the games in archery.
With another team. Hey, Carl! Hey Carl, what are you doing?
Man, I'm watching archery video.
Ooh. Hey, are you into archery? And have you played archery before?
Yes, I'm interested in archery, but I haven't played before. But sometimes I always search about archery.
Do you know anything about archery?
I know about objective of archery. Archery is the one of competitive sport that involve archers aiming arrow at a target. All of archers have the same aim, to shoot their arrow as close as center of the target. In the Olympic competitors, aim a target from distance 70 meters and round include ranking, where the overall score determine the athlete ranking pairs to a head-to-head elimination format.
Yeah.
Do you have played archery before?
Yes, I play archery as my hobby.
Oh, I thought that you don't like archery. So, since when do you play archery?
I have played archery since I'm in secondary school. I want to share with you some rules in archery. Do you want to know about it?
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear it.
The first rule is archers must adhere to all official rules in terms of the equipment they use in the performance of their sport, with the main emphasis being on them using no equipment or accessories that would give an unfair advantage over an opponent. The second rule is the maximum time permitted to shoot an end of 3 arrows is 2 minutes and 4 minutes for an end of 6 arrows. The third rule is athlete may not raise the bow arm until the signal to start is given, and penalty can be given in the form of points forfeits if the bow is drawn after the official practice has been closed. The fourth rule is an arrow cannot be reshot under any circumstances. The arrow may be considered not to have been shot if it falls from the bow or misfires, or if the target blow or falls over. Extra time would be given in such circumstances. Do you want to add something?
I think you forgot some rules in archery. That's why you asked me. 2 more rules in archery that you have forgot. And the fifth one is an arrow that rebound or hang from the target will still score based on the mark it made on the target face. Arrow that stick like Robin Hood style in the knob of another shall score the same as the arrow in which they are embedded. Next, athlete can be disqualified, have point deducted, or be banned from competition from various breach of rule based on the severity of the offence. If equipment is damaged, appeals can be made to the judge for such equipment to be replaced or fixed, and any time allowance will be at the judge's discretion. That's all. That's my addition for the rules.
It seems like already lunch time. Let's go. Eat.
Okay, let's go. I'm so hungry. Today I will ask some questions to my friend about archery. Let's go. Hi. Can you introduce yourself to camera?
Alright. My name is Ahmad Zubaidi bin Abdul Razak. I'm from Bachelor of Islamic Wealth Management.
Okay. My first question is, must I be physical fit to be in archery?
Well, archery is a physical sport, just like any other. For you to participate in any game, say like football or tennis, you need to be physical fit. Why we need to physical fit? Because the activities require a reasonable degree of mobility and strength, without which it becomes hard for anyone to perform well. Some bows are light, while some other are not light. So it is difficult to us to shoot using them. Prove difficult where one has a physical disorder. Also, pain and muscle aches are familiar in practice, and this may bring further health complication to a person with a disability.
Okay. You have such good experience in archery, right?
Thank you.
My second question is, can I shoot in the rain?
Alright. For the answer for the question is, archery is an outdoor activity, and this means that while out there, the weather conditions might change, so there is no need to stop to session but just because of the terrain. This is because archery is an all-weather activity. Any climate change can appear unexpectedly while in the field. The only time you may stop archery is when it's raining heavily, too foggy or snowy, and this may challenge you to shoot. You also don't want to catch a cold at the expense of having fun. If you shoot in the rain, ensure that you dry the metal parts of your equipment first.
Oh, that's right. After this, I can shoot in rain. So, my next question is, what should I wear during the practice?
So for the answer for the question is, what to wear depends on the weather or condition and the nature of the sport. At all times, these thin layers are better than thick one. On a bright day, avoid baggy sleeves or bulky jumpers as they interfere with the bow. However, if hunting in the brush, you will need your body well covered to avoid all sorts of injuries that can occur while there. Also, the clothes need not be bright as this may alert your game. When it comes to the shoes, go for a flat shoe with the hard inner sole as this provides greater stability when compared to other types. The last one is, in case of rain, wear water resistant shoes. You should also try to avoid holes as well. They have the potential to interfere with your shot.
Oh, okay. That's all from me. Thank you for your answer.
Okay guys, now we're gonna show you the basic equipment required for archery in Olympics. Scoring in archery is very simple. You just add up the number of points based on where your arrows hit the target. The highest score for a single arrow is 10 for hitting the inner grid, while the least for hitting the outer white string is 1 point. Arrows missing the target altogether do not score at all. In Olympic competitions, athletes must shoot 72 arrows in 12 cases, with the overall competitive score deciding their ranking. They then compete to a head-to-head knockout. Very important, the number of arrows competitors must shoot and the distance to the target. Okay, now I'm gonna show you how to shoot.
As mentioned, it will depend on the specifics of the tournament in which the archer is competing. But in an archery competition, the winner is either the person who has the highest cumulative total score after a set number of arrows, or the one who has successfully overcome all opponents faced in a knockout scenario. In the event of a tight score, the archer with the highest number of 10 seconds is declared the victor. If that number is also equal the one with the greater number of inner 10 seconds is the winner. Alternatively, or subsequently, a shoot-off can be used to separate the competitors who have tied.
Archery is a fitness activity that benefits areas from muscle development to mental health. The sport of archery requires precision, control, focus, physical ability, and determination. Top athletes train daily and for hours at a time, but even recreational archery can carry huge benefit to your health. Whether practiced indoors or outdoors, competitively or socially, and despite often being perceived as stationary, archery gets you active, burning calories, and in a better state of mind. There's a few health benefits of archery. Firstly, is exercise. Archery is a sport that can be practiced by all, no matter age, gender, or ability. While physically drawing a bow does not expend energy, so does walking to the target hand on end to collect arrows. During the London 2012 Olympic Games, the economists compared the calories usage of winning Olympic goals to 10 minutes of other activities like dancing, snorkeling, sweeping, and vacuuming. On their way to topping the Olympic podium, a male archer burned an estimated 1,084 calories, only 747 calories less than women in marathon, but more than 1,054 calories than the 100 meters sprint man. Yes, the time frames are different, but the point is valid. At tournaments, I just walk around 8 kilometers, which is 5 miles each day, and can burn between 100 and 150 active calories every 30 minutes. Second point is strength. As an exercise that requires short bursts of energy from core muscles, the act of drawing bows puts tension in the chest, hands, arm, and large upper back muscles, and non-core areas of your anatomy like the rotator cuff, which support your shoulders. The correct and continuous repetition of this movement strengthens these tissues. The other point is control. Archers learn to maintain focus on their short routine, avoiding distraction like wind, distance, noise, and their competitors to deliver the perfect arrow. The control is beneficial for other areas of life too. Next is coordination. The steps required to create a good shot combine to form a high precision routine that needs to be ingrained into an archer's muscle memory and subconscious. There's so much happening at the same time and with such little margin for error that the coordination of all this movement becomes almost instinctive. The other benefit is patience. Archery is easy to learn but difficult to perfect. Although fun, it can be frustrating, and patience in practice is essential for a longer-term future in the sport. Having the determination to precisely repeat the technique makes you a better archer and consequently a better person. Number 6 is relax. Staying calm and accurate under pressure is an ability that archers develop by managing their breathing, concentration, and nervousness. When you are shooting well, hours can pass by in a blink of an eye. And as much as the sport can be sociable, when you are on the line, archery is only about you and your bow. The perfect time for some internal meditation. The next point is self-confidence. Even in competition, an archer's greatest opponent is himself. Identifying what to improve and setting clear goals is easy. After all, results are all based on easily measurable scores. Progression breeds confidence, and there's no better sport to measure that than archery. The last point is socialize. There are very few sports in the world that allow the world best to compete on the target with someone fairly new. Tournaments in archery are often without barriers and enable friendships between individuals from all walks of life. You never know who you will end up on a target with the next.